Okay. So
Hi, hello. I hope you are all doing very well. And for today, we have a special workshop that we're gonna be explaining you everything about reading and grammar for the IELTS. I hope you really enjoy it. We have a special guest today where Iván Quiroz, CEO from Educenter, will be explaining you everything about how to get these tips and how to get better in your exam of IELTS, TOEFL, and Duolingo. If you are interested in sitting any of these exams, this webinar is for you. Have a look and watch. It's going to last more than 1 hour and a half. And you are invited to also contact us if you want a tailor-made program for your preparation. We have the special guest who will do all the workshop with the students. And also I want to say thank you to the students who are participating of this interesting workshop. I need to say hello to all of them, and thank you so much, Clayson Richard from Brazil. And also we have Catherine Gomez, who is joining from Bolivia. We have Alexander Galvan from República Dominicana, Luciana Libia from Peru, and also we have Michelle Lopez from Spain. So we all are in the situation that we need to sit this IELTS exam, and some of you also may need to apply for this and you don't know how to do it. So the best thing to do is get ready and prepare yourself with this workshop. We are Global Studies. My name is Karen Mendoza. I'm Company Director of Global Studies. We help you to study in the UK, USA, Canada, Australia, Germany, Spain, Ireland, Malta, Cyprus, and any more destinations. So I hope this webinar is useful for you. And also, if you have any queries, don't hesitate to contact us. I would like to welcome to Iván. Thank you so much, Iván, for coming to this workshop. And please, can you explain us a little bit more, and we can start with this. And I will be also introducing the students soon.
hello, everybody. Yeah, my name is Iván. I have a lot of experience teaching, right? Preparing many students around the world for this type of international exams. And yeah, today we're going to talk about the way you should face the reading part, right? In different exams such as IELTS, TOEFL, or Duolingo. And also we will focus on some grammar strategies to read better. So that's this workshop about.
Well, thank you so much. I would like to welcome Clayson.
Hi.
Oh,
Hello, Clayson. Nice to see you. Excellent. We also have Libya. Hello, Libya.
Hi.
Lucia. And we have Catherine as well here from Bolivia. We have
Hi.
Michelle. And we have Alexander. So we are all here to do this workshop together, and I hope this time is useful for you. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Okay, so hello guys. How are you today?
Hi.
Everything good?
Hi.
Yeah,
I'm good.
it's
How
been
about
a
you?
sunny day. Yeah.
Sunny day. How many of you have had some problems at reading? Any of you?
Me.
Sometimes it's difficult, right? Sometimes it's tough. So we have to usually face the reading section on these international exams. And usually we, yeah, of course, we need more, a lot of skills, okay, to face and to get a good score. So I would like to know if some of you are preparing for international exams.
Yeah. Yes. I'm preparing for IELTS.
For IELTS?
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
Me too.
Yeah. So one of the most difficult sections is reading, right? The reading section, in which you have to understand details,
Yeah.
not only the surface. So today I'm going to try to help you and give you some guidelines so that you can improve in this section, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
So during this lecture, you can, of course, ask questions, and I'll be asking some questions to you, okay? If you want, you can take notes. It's very important to take notes, especially about some tips, so that you can improve your reading skills. All right?
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, I'll share my screen. About the I'll prepare something. So okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
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 Okay, this is the name of the enterprise, okay, in which I work, Educenter. The website is educenter.es, and this is a workshop related to reading and grammar, okay, for the IELTS, for the TOEFL and Duolingo. And let me change this. Okay, I think I have to make it shorter. Yeah, so that you can see everything. Yes, perfect. Okay, grammar structures. Yeah, the following language skills will help you to implement these strategies, okay? Procedures and structured questions for both, okay? It could be for the TOEFL, it could be for the computer TOEFL, it could be for IELTS, it could be for Duolingo, for PTE, okay? Because this is focused more on reading skills, all right? So let me show you something. A question to you, Clayson. Do you love grammar?
Sometimes.
Yes. I don't know.
Do you hate it? Catherine, how about you?
I hate it. I completely hate it.
Are you a hater? Yes.
No. I mean,
Alexander?
grammar.
Oh, no,
No.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, Alexander. Sorry.
Alexander, do you love grammar? Do you hate it?
I love, yes.
Yes. Luciana from Peru.
I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite part of English. So, yeah. Also.
Yes. And Michelle, what about you?
I don't hate, but I don't love it. It's okay.
Yeah. Do you think this phrase is true? Grammar hates you. Grammar hates you too, right?
Oh,
Yeah, because we're not so comfortable, right, at the moment of using grammar. Sometimes we just want to speak English, but we don't want to understand the rules, right? Grammar are just some rules, okay, to explain how a language works. So it's very important to understand the functioning of a language. So we have to learn some grammar rules, okay. um, for example, this stuff, okay. Maybe Clayson again. Can you read it? It says,
That's it, grammar.
let's eat grandma. What is the difference between these two?
The first one, you're telling someone that you should eat your grandma, and the second one, you're telling your grandma you want to eat.
Big difference, right?
Yes.
Big
Yes.
difference. It's just a comma, but it's a big difference. Punctuation saves lives. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Disagree?
Agree.
So yeah, so we have to be careful, I think, on some punctuation that we have, and also grammar structures, grammar order, right? The sentence pattern that we have. It's very important because we may be changing the meaning. Let's eat grandma. Let's eat grandma. Oh my God, right? Same happens with this stuff. Who wants to read?
Let's eat kids. Let's eat kids.
What's the difference?
Oh, it's like the other picture that we just saw. And the first sentence is that says that we should eat kids, and the second it says that the kids should eat something.
Yeah, imagine speaking with a caveman, right? Cannibals, I don't know, right? Oh, let's eat kids. Yeah, let's do it, right? But the other is let's eat kids, right? That's so totally different. Punctuation again saves lives, right?
Yes.
We usually make mistakes. It's like that's normal. Everybody makes mistakes. Okay, don't think that like British people don't make mistakes, right? In English, they're perfect. That's not true. We make mistakes. We even in Spanish we say subir arriba, bajar abajo, right? So it's the
Yes.
same here. So sometimes we make mistakes, and grammar will help us to correct some of the typical mistakes. And maybe Catherine, can you help me to read this one, this line?
First, my car beautiful. My
Yeah.
car is beautiful.
The problem is the verb,
Verb.
right? Yeah, every sentence in English must have a verb. That's very important. So you cannot say my car beautiful, right? Because it sounds like a caveman speaking. Yeah. So you have to use subject and verb. How about prepositions? Alexander, can you read this line, please?
Yes. At Sunday, on Monday,
Okay, which one is correct?
on Monday.
On Monday.
Yes, it's a preposition. Yes.
Yeah.
Or
So
days
this
and
is
months.
days. Yeah, of course, because this is too specific, right?
Yes.
At. So you have to use on. Yeah, with days. So you see, we have to pay attention to some rules, right? How about this one? Luciana, can you read, please?
It said, I play chess good, and the correct way to say it is, I play chess well.
You know why this one's correct? Because it sounds good. I play chess good, right? I play chess well. Any idea? No.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, can you say the answer of that?
I play chess well because use a verb is good in use a verb.
Yeah, it's like a I can help you. Grammar says, not me. Grammar says
Yes.
that when you have an action verb, such as play, okay, you have to use an adverb. Did you know that?
Yes.
So you have to say, I work very well, right? I sing very well. I play very well. But when you use a non-action verb such as sound, have you ever heard it sounds good?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because you have to use an adjective if you're using a non-action verb,
And
right?
now.
Yes. So not sorry, not non-action verb. So it's like those are rules that you have to use, and related to non-action verbs, action verbs. So you see grammar again. You understand? How about this line? Whose turn is it? Michelle?
Last week I cried. Last week I cried.
What's wrong here?
The tense.
The verb in past.
Yeah, tense. So you don't say last week I cry, right?
Mm.
No.
No.
It sounds like in Spanish, yeah? Yo comer eso ayer, right? Have you ever heard that? Yo comer ayer. Why? Last week I cried. No, this is past, right? So you're supposed to use a verb in past. The verb is related to the modifier of time. The verb is always related to the modifier of time. So whenever you use a verb, you have to pay attention to the tense or time phrases, all right? Such as this one, connected to the verb. That's grammar rules. You understand? Another, I don't know, place it again. Can you read, please?
Which one is it? She likes cheese and she likes cheese.
Wow. The mistake is
The S.
the S. Do you forget the S? Tell me the truth.
Sometimes, I think.
Sometimes, right?
Yeah.
He liked the cheese, right? He liked cheese. No, don't say that. You have to say she, third person, she likes, he likes, right? Grammar again. And I can be explaining everything, but my objective is that grammar will help us, right, to improve our English so that we cannot make mistakes all the time, all right? Don't say, for example, more tall, right? Or more taller. That's like more better. I used to make fun of this. Oh, it's more better, right? Do you say that?
No.
Or more better, right? Do you say that? It's more better. My car is more better than your car. What would you say? Good, bad? You just did one adjective, right? To compare, just one. It's taller. When this has more than 3 syllables, so you have to use more, like more expensive, right? But don't say more expensive, right? Expensive. More expensive? No, more expensive. Okay, so let's change the activity. Today I'm going to try to help you read better. In order to read better, you have to understand sentences. Okay. In English, a sentence is an idea. Okay. It's used to express one idea. For example, what do you say? What do you usually say when you haven't eaten? What's your expression to express that?
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry, right? Can you paraphrase this? Can you say the same idea in some other words? Any of you?
I'm starving.
Perfect. I'm starving, right? So a sentence is usually one idea. I'm starving, I'm hungry. And of course you can say more, right? I'm so starving that I could eat a horse, right? Yeah, I remember when in America that's a common expression. But I'm so starving that I could eat a whole horse. So in English, what you have to understand is a sentence is used to express one idea, okay? Whenever you read, you have to identify the idea. And usually, you have to identify the subject and the verb. The subject is the one that performs the action, okay? Person, a thing, an animal, but it's a subject. The subject is the one who performs the action, and the verb usually is the action, all right? So whenever you have a difficult passage, try to identify, go sentence by sentence and try to identify the subject and the verb, okay? That's very important. Every sentence in English must have a subject and a verb, all right? Be sure to that the sentence has a subject and a verb when you write. It's very important, okay? There are some distractors because usually, for example, here is very easy, right? Subject, I, verb, is very simple. But sometimes you will encounter some distractors. Okay, distractors. Be careful with some distractors when you read. There are 4 important distractors. One of them is object of prepositions. The other is appositives. The other is present and past participles. So there are like 4 typical distractors. You can get confused. Sometimes you can think that this is a subject, but it's not really a subject. Okay, so whenever you are trying to find the subject, be careful on object of prepositions and appositives. Okay, and when you're trying to find the verb, be careful on present past participles. All right, let me explain you this better. Be sure the sentence has a subject and a verb. Okay, so I need another volunteer. How about Alexander?
Yes.
Can you read this part, please, Alexander?
Was walked up 4 miles on the freeways.
Yeah, freeway, right?
Yes.
Something is missing here. So don't take a look on the answers. Something is missing here. We have a verb, right?
A subject.
Yes.
A subject. Subject is missing, right? What is a subject in English? A person, a thing, right? So what do you think, Alexander, is the answer? Yesterday, in the morning, traffic, cars.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Luciana, do you agree?
I think it should be a subject, so it's either traffic or cars.
Yeah, because yesterday is time. Yesterday is an expression of time. In the morning is an expression of time. How do I know? Because it answers the question, when? Cuando, right? Yesterday. In the morning. So those cannot be subjects. Okay? You can eliminate A and B. But yeah, as Luciana mentioned, traffic, cars, yeah, possible answers, right? So we have 2 possibilities because those are nouns. Okay? Between these 2, what is the difference? Traffic, cars,
One
cars.
is in plural and the other one is singular.
Perfect. One is plural. And the verb here is plural or singular?
Singular.
Singular. Okay, so it cannot be cars. So because this is plural form, and this is singular form, always, whenever you read and you write, try to identify the subject-verb agreement. This rule is called subject-verb agreement. Okay? If the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. All right? So the answer should be, well, I have to use this. Traffic, right? Agree,
Yes.
everybody? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle, can you please read this sentence?
Engineers for work on the new space program.
Yeah, something is missing. We have a subject this case, right? We have the subject. What do you think is missing?
A verb.
The verb, right? We don't have a verb. This seems like a verb, right? Some people think that to work is a verb, but actually it's not a verb. For work is a verb. No, those are complements of verbs. Or working is a verb, but actually working is not really a verb. It's a complement. For example, I like or maybe want working, right? Enjoy working, maybe. But it's usually a complement of a verb. It's not really a verb. So for work, it's not really a verb. Here, we need a verb. Okay? Michelle, can you, what do you think is the answer? Necessary, are needed, hopefully, next month? What?
Are needed?
Are needed could be a verb, right? Because this is a verb. But the others are not verbs. Okay? This is like, remember time?
Mhm.
Next month is time, it cannot be a verb. Hopefully is an adverb, right? All the lists are adverbs. And necessary, right? No, it's not really a verb. So yeah, excellent. It has to be are needed. Yeah, questions so far? No? Let's change the activity. Oh, I have to use my beautiful highlighter. Okay. Another one. All right. Clayson, can you please read this exercise?
The boy going to the movies with a friend.
What is missing?
The verb.
The verb. Excellent. This is singular, right? This is subject and singular. And going to the movies with a friend, right?
Mhm.
But in this case, I have to use, well, which one has a verb? Because I see here a verb, I see here a verb, I see here a verb, and all of them are verbs.
I think it's gonna be the will be.
Will be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Because make sure that you don't have two subjects or two verbs, right? The first one will create two subjects. The boy and he cannot be. And the second one, same story, two subjects. So you cannot have two subjects. The boy, he, right? The boy, he, no. And the third one is creating something weird, is relaxing, going, like two verbs. You cannot have two verbs, right? So the only one that fits well is like will be going. Okay, perfect, excellent. Okay, we have to jump to the real exercises, right? So of course this is not really a reading exercise, but my point is that sometimes when you read you have to identify very fast the subject and the verb, subject and verb, okay, to understand ideas. That's a technique that you can use to read faster. All right. This type of exercises, of course, will help you. For example, Catherine, can you read the first one, please?
Yeah. Last week went fishing for trout at the nearby mountain lake.
Okay, something's wrong, right?
Mhm.
Last week is time, as I told you. This is just time. This is the verb, right? This is the verb part. What is missing?
The subject.
Subject. Yeah, of course. So for throat, do you like throat? Do you know the meaning of throat?
Yes.
It's a fish. I enjoy eating. So make it correct. Last week,
I went.
yeah, okay, perfect. Perfecto, right? Last week I went fishing for trout at the nearby mountain lake. Yes, perfect. This is of course incorrect, right? How about this one? Alexander, can you read number 2, please?
Yes. You said today. I don't know what is it. What
A schedule?
do you
Schedule?
schedule of the day's event can be evaluated at the front desk.
Yes. So what is a schedule?
Like a timeline. Where you
Timeline, right? Yeah, perfect. It's the time. So it's a subject. Actually, it's a subject, right?
Yes.
And this is the verb. And this is my point. Usually, when you read, there are some distractors. Remember, at the beginning, I told you one of the typical distractors is a phrase that begins with a preposition. I call it prepositional phrase. you will see a preposition, right, plus a noun. So this is something that I call this prepositional phrase. It's important because you may think, oh, but this subject is events. We're talking about events. No, we're talking about a schedule. Okay, just one schedule. We're not really talking about events because this is just extra information, more information. So don't get confused. When you read, you have to focus on the subject. Sometimes you will see prepositional phrases. You have to do a mental circle, okay? And you have to go just to the verb. So actually the simple version is a schedule can be obtained at the front desk. Okay? So this is the simpler version, right? Correct? Incorrect? Yeah, of course it's correct. You have a subject and a verb. Okay? Okay, number 3. Luciana from Peru.
A job on the daily shift or the night shift at the plant available.
Okay, subject, job. Prepositional phrase, right? On the day shift or the night shift.
Yes.
Okay. So do you have a verb here?
No.
Okay, so make it correct.
You have to use the verb be, is.
Is.
Yes.
Yeah. So a job
On the
at
day
the
shift.
plant,
Yeah.
or the night shift at the plant here, right?
Is. Yeah.
Is. Yeah, because every sentence in English must have a subject and a verb. You understand? Don't write like this, like a caveman. Okay? Job plant available right now. No, that's wrong. You have to have a subject. You have to have a verb. So, of course, this is just a presentation, all right? In Educenter, we give to the students lots of exercises, okay, even online, so that you can practice this type of things that are very important when you read, all right? And we will, or let's do one more, okay, to finish this part. And Michelle, can you read the number 4, please?
The new computer program has provides a variety of helpful applications.
Okay, excellent. Subject is the new computer program, right?
Yes.
Which one is the verb? Is it correct?
I think you don't have to use has. It's okay if you just use provides.
Yeah, it's like two verbs, right? Has, provides. Sometimes has is an auxiliary, right? It could be present perfect. But if you use has, you have to. You don't use provides. You have to change the form of this verb. Do you have to use provided maybe with the past participle? So yeah, I agree. It could be provides or has. Okay, one of them. Excellent. Yeah, this is the verb. Provides a variety of helpful applications. Okay, this is called in English object. Provides what? It answers the question what. So you have to ask this question to the verb. Okay, provides what? A variety of helpful applications. Okay, that's grammar. Okay, I know. It's like sometimes we don't like to do grammar, but it's very important. So let's change the activity. This is an object of preposition or prepositional phrase. It's something that begins with a preposition, and then you will see a noun. It's very important to identify this stuff because sometimes we get confused. So you may think that's the subject. Like after his exams, oh yeah, we're talking about exams. No, this is just a prepositional phrase, an object of preposition. So be careful. It's not the subject. Okay. In this exercise, Tom is the subject. Will take is the verb part, right? By both is another prepositional phrase because it begins with a preposition plus a noun. Okay. So the exercise is you have to circle the prepositional phrases because those are just distractors at the moment of reading. Okay. I need a volunteer again. Grayson, can you read this one?
With his friend found movie theater.
Okay.
So there is
So which one do you think is the prepositional phrase or the subject? What is missing in this exercise?
I think the subject.
Yes.
Yeah, the subject. Okay, because some people think, oh, but his friend is the subject. No, because it begins with a preposition. So actually, this is a distractor. With his friend, it's like extra information. Subject is missing. We already have a verb. So what do you think is the answer? Has, he, later, when?
He.
He. Because this is verb, this is like later is like time, right? Same. So yeah, the only one. I have to use my beautiful, yeah. Okay, so it has to be he. He found, right? That's objects of prepositions. Be careful with object of prepositions. Let's go straight to the exercise. Catherine, can you read number 1, please?
Yeah, of course. The interviews by radio broadcasters were carried live by the station.
Yeah. So subject is the interviews, right?
Mhm.
The verb is?
Carried.
Yeah. So in this case, you have an object of preposition here. This is a distractor, right? Whenever you read, you have to be careful on this stuff. So simple version is the interviews were carried live. Okay. So it's easier whenever you read and you do this exercise, it's easier to get the meaning of each idea. Okay. Second, Alexander, can you read number 2, please?
In the last possible moment before takeoff, took this seat in the airplane.
Okay. So we have here, it's a prepositional phrase, right? Or object of preposition, because it begins with in. And it begins also, we have another, it begins with before. So we don't have a subject. It seems we have, but we don't have a subject. We just have a verb. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Make it correct. Took his seat in the airplane. He. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
He took his seat. Yeah, of course. Perfect. Another. Okay. Luciana.
At the neighborhood flower shop, flowers in quantity of dozen or half dozen can be delivered for free.
Okay. Correct, incorrect. What is the subject?
Flowers.
Perfect. This is a typical mistake. When you start reading a sentence, don't think that the first words are the subjects, right? No. It's like here at the neighborhood flower shop, it's just a place. This is just place, right? Or a prepositional phrase because it begins with the preposition plus noun, right? So this is just a place or a prepositional phrase. In other words, it's a distractor that you have to circle. I don't know if I can do it, but let me try to do it. But this is just a distractor. Usually, whenever you see a prepositional phrase at the beginning, the subject is after a comma. Okay, this is a rule that you have to apply. And then you have another distractor here in quantity of dozen or half dozen, because it's another prepositional phrase, right? It begins with in. So the verb is, what is that? What is the verb, Luciana?
Can.
Can. Why not can deliver? Why do you think I should use can be delivered?
Because it's part of the verb.
Yes, it's like passive voice, right?
Yes.
Can be delivered because it's not a person. Usually, when you speak about or you write about unanimated things, not really people. Yeah, it's very often to use the passive voice, right? So can be delivered. All right. Excellent. Understood. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's jump to appositives. Another typical distractor is called appositives. What's an appositive? It's like describing the subject. For example, who can read this one? Michelle.
Sally, the best students in the class, got an A on the exam.
Yeah, subject is Sally, but you will see between commas a description of this noun. You understand?
It's like extra information about the subject.
Exactly. Extra information, but it's like the same noun, because the best student in the class, of course, is Sally, right? So this is called a positive. And a positive is like describing the same subject without using who is, which is, right? It's just Sally, the best student in the class, right? And the verb is here. So when the subject is separated from the verb, sometimes it's confusing. What you have to do mentally is like circle this part mentally, right? So it's like that distractor. We don't care. You understand?
Yes, because the sentence can also work without that, right?
Perfect. Yes, it works well. So the Sally got an A on the exam is the main idea. This is like something extra. Okay. So let's do this exercise. Whose turn is it? I think it was Catherine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Read.
Yes, this part.
Okay. George is attending the lecture.
Okay. So we already have a verb, right? What is missing?
The subject.
The subject.
Subject. Okay, but we have here George between commas. You understand? So, oh, maybe it's in a positive, right? You understand?
Yeah.
So, what do you think is the answer? Right now, happily, because of the time, my friend.
My friend.
My friend.
Excellent, my friend. Because he's the only one that describes George. My friend George. Do you have a friend named George? It's very common, right? My friend
Yes.
George. Yes. I have a friend named George. But it's like my friend George is attending the lecture. So here we have to use my friend. Okay? Right now, no, it's time. Happily, no, it's not even related. Because of the time, no. Because we have two commas here. So commas are important. Remember the let's eat mom, let's eat kids. So we have to be careful with commas, all right? That's an appositive. Another form of an appositive is like you will see the description here. So the appositive here, you will see the description here. This is sometimes confusing because you will see just one comma and then you will see the subject and then the verb. You understand? So sometimes it's confusing because it doesn't go between two commas. It's just the description, one comma, Sarah, right? So here we need a description of Sarah, but let's read first. So Alexander.
Yes, Sarah rarely miss her basketball shorts.
Oh yeah. So Sarah rarely misses, right? Rarely misses her basketball shot. So what do you think is the answer? An excellent basketball player. Excellent basketball player is. Sarah is an excellent basketball player. Her excellent basketball play.
Her
This one,
yes.
D. Her excellent basketball. Do you think this is describing Sarah?
I think A.
Yeah, it's a A as well.
Yeah, because this is not describing a person. It's describing a game, a way of playing. So we need something that describes a person. So the air is very important because it's like, remember, taxi driver, right? Players. So it's like an excellent basketball player. Sarah, yeah, this is better because it's about a person. This no, because it has a verb. We don't need a verb, and this is even worse, right? Because we have Sarah, and Sarah again. No. Okay, this is tricky, but yeah, actually, what do you think, guys? Good, understood? Yes. Okay. As I told you in Educenter, yeah, we have lots of exercises to practice this type of things. Let's do just some of them. As I told you, there are two typical apostatives. Like you have Tom here. A really good mechanic is just a description, so it's not really important to understand the meaning. So the simple version is Tom is fishing or fixing, right? Fixing. And here, yeah, it's another way. Sometimes they start with the description, just one comma, and then it goes Tom. Okay. So yeah, we'll already practice. Let's jump. Okay. Another some other distractors that you have when you read are related to the verb. Okay. Related to the verb. For example, Luciana, can you help me to read this part?
Yes, the man is talking to his friend.
Okay, so this is the subject. The man is talking, right? But sometimes you will see the ing form introducing extra information. So, Luciana, can you read also the second one?
Yes, the man talking to his friend has a bird.
Okay, what is the difference in the usage of this? In this case, is talking is the verb, right? But in this case, is introducing extra information. The man talking to his friend. Okay. It seems it's a verb, but it's not a verb. It's just introducing extra information about the man. The man is the subject, talking to his friend. So this is the main verb. Has a verb, right? So in this case, what you have to do is like a mental circle, and you have to say, no, this is just extra. We don't really care, right? Simple version is the man has a verb, right?
Yeah.
Let's practice. Michelle, can you read this one?
The child playing in the yard is my son.
Okay, what is missing? Now it's more difficult, right? This is like a subject, child. But you have playing and you have is. What do you think is the answer? Now is he was.
Now,
Now? Yeah, because we already have a verb. Is my son. So this is just extra information. And sometimes it begins with the ing form of a verb, right? Like if we use now playing in the yard, it's fine. We already have a verb, so no. We already have a subject, so no. Yeah, verb the same, so it has to be now. Okay. And what you have to do in your exercises is circle. This is just extra information. All right. It's very important when you read, because you have to identify distractors, get rid of distractors. You understand? So you have to identify subject, verb, and then get rid of distractors. We have some more exercises. So how about Clayson? Can you read this one?
Yeah, the companies offering the lowest prices will have the most customers.
Yeah, companies offering lowest prices. Yeah, it seems it's correct, right? So this is just extra information. So not important. Companies will have the most customers. Yeah, right. It's a sentence. So that's the exercise about. Okay. How about the second one, Catherine?
Those travelers are completing their trip on Delta should report the case rate.
Something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
Those travelers are completing their trip on Delta, but you already have a verb. It's like having two verbs, right? This is the subject, so make it correct.
Yes,
Those should be those travelers
I should
just
erase this one.
report to gate.
eliminate
Yeah.
R.
I have to eliminate R, and that's it, right?
Yes.
Because this is just extra information. Those travelers completing their trips on Delta is like extra, and then I have to use should report as a verb, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Um, yeah. So you see, whenever you see standing ing form introducing a subject or introducing something, sometimes it's just extra information about the boy. Okay. And this is the actual verb. That's what you have to have in your head whenever you read. All right. And another form is very similar. For example, this part. Can you read, please, Alexander?
The family has purchased a television.
Yeah. So has purchased, right? Past participle. And can you read, Alexander, the second one?
The poem was written by Paul.
Yeah. So we use this is present perfect, and this is past what? Past participle, right?
Yes.
Writing. Yes. So we use that like a passive voice of the poem, right? But sometimes we start some phrases with past participle to add information about this subject. Okay, so sometimes it's not ing, sometimes it's just past participle. Can you please read this part, Luciana?
Yes. The television purchased yesterday was expensive.
Yeah, television purchased yesterday. Actually, this is like how can I say, extra information, right? So television purchased yesterday. Yeah, main verb was. That's very important. So whenever you read, try to get rid of those distractors. Don't think, oh, but purchase could be a verb. Yeah, but whenever you have two verbs, let me tell you a secret. Is the second one, okay? Which one is the main verb when you have two verbs? The second
The
one.
second one.
Okay, that's it. And this one, can you please read, Luciana?
Yes. The poem written by Paul appeared in the magazine.
Same story. You have like two verbs. You're reading. Imagine in the middle of the IELTS passage, right? You're reading. The poem written by Paul appeared in the magazine. So which is the main verb?
Appeared.
Yeah, the second one. Okay. And those are just distractors, okay? It's extra information about the poem. Understood? Yes?
Yeah.
So I'm giving to you some things, right? Some tools so that you can read better. We have an exercise here of past participles. So Michelle, can you read this one, please?
The packages mailed at the post office was arrived Monday.
Yeah, the packages, right? I love when packages arrive, right? The packages mailed at the post office, but you have mailed. It seems a verb. Will arrive. It seems a verb. So what do you think is the answer? Have, where,
B.
them,
B.
just. Because we have verbs. We don't need these two, right? Them makes no sense. The packages them, no. So it has to be something like just here, right? Just. And this, by the way, is extra information, right? The package is just mailed at the post office, and this is the main idea. Will arrive, okay? So my objective today is showing that you have to identify subject and verb when you read, try to understand the idea, and try to get rid of distractors, okay? Past participle phrases, present participle phrases, appositives, prepositional phrases. We don't need them. You understand? Okay, because of time, we're going to jump to the reading part, right? In the IELTS exam, in the TOEFL exam, in the Duolingo exam, you will have reading sections, okay? The reading section of IELTS and TOEFL are very similar. The reading section of Duolingo is different because you just need to see some words. I will show you, but before, I need someone to read this part. I don't know, maybe Clayson?
I had a little problem at school today, but I solved it. Oh, and here is your gun back.
Okay, when you read, you have to understand, but you have to see more deeper than the words, right? Because sometimes we think, oh, we just need to understand the surface and that's it, right? And we'll get the highest score. No, you have to understand the surface, but more, okay? You have to go deeper. For example, in the IELTS exam, you may have a question related to this. What can be inferred from this phrase? Catherine, or any of you, what can be inferred from this sentence?
The child killed someone who was bothering him.
Yeah, I agree, right? I solve it. Yeah, that can be inferred, but an inference, it doesn't mean that, yeah, it's explicitly stated, because it doesn't say it, right? It's not here. So you have to be good at reading between lines. You understand? So if you have problems or problems, like they say problem, what can be inferred about this problem?
Bad problem.
Maybe he's from Arabia. I had a little problem, right? But you see, it can be inferred many things. You understand? Inference means reading between lines, okay? But it's not explicitly stated. The problem is that sometimes when we have options, we have to choose, right? An option. And remember, if it's an inference question, the answer is not explicitly stated. Okay? So first you have to read, apply reading techniques, but these type of exams may ask you more deeper questions, such as inference. Understood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let me show you something about IELTS. Do you love IELTS? No?
Kind of.
No? You hate IELTS? You're IELTS hater? No? it's just a test, okay? So don't blame the test. It's just a test to measure your abilities to read, right? But you have to have reading skills. That's very important. So you have to have reading skills. So some people think, no, I know how to read, but you have to apply reading skills here. You understand? So let's read the first sentence. Who wants to read? Maybe Luciana?
Okay, the walking school bus. In recent years, there has been a significant decline in the number of school children who walk to the school each day. Compared with the previous generation, in attempt to alter this trend, a healthy and environmentally conscious movement called the walking school bus has been developed and promoted in some school districts. The main goal is to have students walk to school under the guidance of adults and thus enjoy the benefits of physical activity.
Okay, in the IELTS exam, we have to read even more, right? Because I'm showing to you this part, but actually it's something like this. Let me show you. So you see, yeah, you have to read a little bit more, right? A little bit more, like some paragraphs, right? How many paragraphs do we have here?
3, 4, 5, 7.
7. Oh my God. Okay, so you have to have reading skills. You understand? Usually paragraph 1 is called introductory paragraph. Is the introduction, okay? The introductory paragraph is used to identify the main idea, okay? What is going on? It's like it's like the front door of your house, right? I don't know where you live. Maybe a two-story floor, an apartment, big house. Maybe you are rich. I don't know, right? But the introductory paragraph is like, imagine you are in the front door of my house. So you have to identify what type of house you have in front of you. Okay, that's paragraph 1. You have to understand what's going on. What is this reading passage about? Like a walking school bus, it says, right? So this is the objective, and usually the objective of the last paragraph is, like, usually it's a conclusion, not always, okay? But imagine this one is a conclusion. So it says finally, right? So it could be it's a conclusion part. Then you will have body paragraphs, okay? So body paragraphs are like rooms in your house. Tell me the name of a room in your house.
Living
Nothing?
room.
Living room. Kitchen? Do you have kitchen? No.
Bedroom.
Do
Bathroom.
you eat? Okay. Bedroom. What is your favorite favorite room in your house?
My bedroom.
Bedroom, right? Because you gotta sleep all day long. What else? What else do we have? Do you have a backyard?
Yes, a garden.
Yes.
Garden, right? Backyard and garden here. Beautiful. I have a big one. And what else you have?
Garage.
What?
Garage.
Yard? Another yard?
Like
Well, yeah,
an attic.
maybe bathroom, right? Because we cannot live without bathrooms. But every time you read, imagine you are in a house and you have to identify with the introductory paragraph what type of house you have in front of you, right? So what is the main idea, in other words? What's the main idea? And those are rooms in the house: living room, kitchen, bathroom, backyard, I don't know, right? Bathroom. So you have to identify more specific information about the main idea, and there is sometimes a conclusion. Okay. Whenever you enter to the house, imagine you're in the living room, the first line would tell you the main idea. okay? And then you will have supporting details. So first lines usually are very important, okay? And then you will have supporting details, and so on, right? And so on. So usually the first lines will tell you what type of room you are in, okay? Maybe, oh, I am in the bathroom. What type of things do you encounter in the bathroom? Nothing? What? Spoons? No.
Bath,
Toilet? Yes.
Mirror.
Mirror? Yes.
sink,
Yeah. Sink, toilet, sink, right? Mirror. So it's like when you read, try to identify what type of room you are in, and try to identify what type of things you may encounter here. That's very important whenever you read. You don't need to read and finish every single word. You have to identify what is this about and what type of things do we have. You understand? That's the exercise that you have to read at the moment of or you have to apply at the moment of reading, okay? Let me go back to the presentation. So at the moment of reading a paragraph, of course you have to apply grammar, of course. For example, the subject here, right? In recent years, this is just time, right? So remember what we were doing. You have to do the same. Recent years is a prepositional phrase. It's just time. We don't care, right? There has been, oh yeah, verb, implicit subject, but actually the subject is a significant decline, right? This is the subject, a decline in the number of schools. So you have to do the same stuff that we were doing. Identify the subject, identify the verb, get rid of distractors, okay? Let me show you Duolingo. Similar. You have to read, you have to identify subject, verb, object. But here is simpler. It's like you have to just need to identify and complete the words, okay? So I think it's a little bit simpler because you don't have questions related to deeper understanding, okay? And TOEFL exam, very similar to IELTS. You have to read a passage, and you have to identify paragraphs, and you have to identify ideas, main ideas, supporting details, okay? And yeah, this is a really long one that you have to read, 7 lines, right? But let's work on a passage, okay? Yeah, it's called reading. It's how people install new software in their brains, right? Yeah, it's very important to read. Try to read to learn, please, okay? Always, because those are academic exams, so you have to try to read or practice reading to learn. So try to learn what you're reading, okay? That's very important. It's important information. But let's do this exercise together. Imagine you are in an exam and you have to read this passage. So first of all, you have to identify the house. How many paragraphs do we have here? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh man. So as I told you, the first paragraph usually is called the introductory paragraph, and we have to use techniques to read and understand, okay? So let's do it together. Let's do it faster. Need a volunteer to read. Michelle, maybe? Can you please read this part?
Scientists at Michigan State University are asking a most challenging questions.
Okay, so let's go sentence by sentence so that it could be easier to you, all right? Whenever you read an introductory paragraph, remember the first line, last lines are the most important lines, okay? So first line, last lines are the most important lines usually, okay? The objective is understanding what type of house do we have in front of us? What is the main idea, okay? And you have to apply techniques at the moment of reading. I call this technique the simple version. So try to identify, whenever you read sentence by sentence, try to identify the simpler version, right? Especially if you have in a difficult passage, okay, very dense with difficult vocabulary, try to identify the subject verb. Remember, you have to identify subject verb, and you have to get rid of distractors. In this case, the subject is scientist. At Michigan State University is just a prepositional phrase because it begins with at. The verb is are asking. What? Remember the question, what? Are asking what? A most challenging question, but the word question is the most important. So simpler version is scientists are asking a question. What do you think about this method? Good?
Yes.
It's trying to understand. So get rid of distractors, identify the subject, identify the verb, sometimes identify the object, sometimes, right? And try to identify what is the idea. So in the TOEFL exam, in the IELTS exam, try to identify ideas, okay? Scientists are asking one question. Let's do the sentence number 2. So maybe Clayson, can you read, please?
Is the number 10, right?
Yeah, can a computer...
Can a computer program be considered alive?
Okay. It's a question, right? So it's like the subject is computer program. Be careful on this. Some people may think, oh, are we talking about computers? No, we're talking about a computer program, a software, right? Not really a computer. So this is the subject, computer program. The verb is be considered alive. Okay. Question number 3. Catherine, can you read the members?
The members of the digital evaluation laboratory say yes.
I'm trying to enlarge this. Okay. It's much better?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I know, because some of you may be on a cell phone, and yeah, it's difficult. But subject, the members, right? Verb. This is a prepositional phrase again, you see, of the Digital Evolution Laboratory. We're not really talking about the lab. So the verb is what?
Say.
Say. So simple version, the members say yes. You understand? Next. Alexander, computer scientist.
Science at the laboratory have created a program called IBT that has integrated not only scientists and engineers, but biologists and philosophers as well.
Yeah, this one is like you see lots of words, right? Whenever you have like a lot of words, try to simplify the version, simple version, right? So subject is scientist, computer scientist. So we're talking about people. At the lab is just extra information. Have created is the verb, right? So scientists have created what? A computer, a program. This is the object. Program called IBT. Whenever you see that, is extra information. It's like adding information about a noun, like a program called IBT that has intrigued. Not only whenever you read, you have to identify lists. This is a list of things. It's not only A and B, but C and D as well. This is a way to list things. When you read, make it one. Okay, it's like scientists have created a program called IBT that has intrigued some people, some professionals. We don't need to memorize all scientists, engineers, but you don't need to do that, okay? You just need to simplify the version. Okay. So let me explain you this. The simple version of the paragraph is: scientists are asking a question: can a computer program be considered alive? Some people say yes, and scientists have created an Avida program that has intrigued some people. It's much better.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think about the technique? Good, bad,
Uh,
useful?
It's good.
yeah.
Okay. You will thank a lot about talking about this class, right? Because in difficult passages, this technique is critical. Maybe here in some sentences it's not that critical, and you don't need to apply this technique on every single sentence. There are some simple sentences that you can read, okay, on a normal form, but in some other sentences, whenever you have lots of words, or you have a lot of extra information, or difficult vocabulary words, you have to use this technique. It's a simple version, okay?
Okay.
There are more techniques that I can help you use in the exam. Another technique is called skimming. In skimming, you have to identify very fast what is going on in the passage. So in order to do so, you have to read the first and last line of introductory paragraph, first lines of body paragraphs, okay, all of them, first lines, and finally you have to read first and last line of conclusion, okay. So it's like first lines of introductory paragraphs. Oh, first and last, first, and first and last, okay. That's what you have to read to identify what's going on very fast, okay. So let's do that very fast to finish this part. Whose turn is it? Luciana, can you read this part, please?
Yes. The Avida program began in the late 1990s when Chris Adami, a psychist, sought to create computer programs that could evolve to do simple addition problems and produce insight and digital environment.
Yeah, sometimes we read and we say, what, right? I could understand. So you have to go back, right? And you have to apply a simple version. For example, here the subject is project, and then it's like began, right? In the 90s. The project began in the 90s. When, this is extra information, this guy, believe it or not, this is not important. This is an appositive. Remember appositive? Not important. Chris Adami, physicist, sought to create computer programs that could evolve to do simple addition problems and reproduce. So it's like everything started in the 90s when this guy created a computer program that could do some addition problems. Okay, like 3 plus 4, 7, right? That was the program, in other words. Let's jump to the next paragraph, this one, okay? So, Michelle, can you read this sentence, please?
Initially, the digital creations were unable to process numbers in any way.
Yeah, let me teach you a technique. Whenever you have a connector, usually writers use connectors to connect two ideas. So whenever you have one sentence like subject, verb, right, and you have a connector or a transitional word, okay, and you have another sentence, read the two sentences together, okay, to understand better what is going on. So whenever you see this structure, you have to keep reading. So can you keep reading, please? But
Okay, but Adame designed a vida to reward digital organisms that were able to work with the numbers in some ways. In some way.
okay, so a simple version. Initially, digital creations is the subject were unable to process numbers, incapaces, right? To process numbers. So they couldn't process numbers. But Adami, this guy, solved that because it says Adami designed Avida to reward digital organisms that were able to work with the numbers. So in other words, initially, yeah, the creations were unable to process numbers, but Adami solved that situation. Okay, next. Clayson?
Oh, yes. Oh,
This one, the Avida program.
oh, the Avida program now resides at Michigan State University,
Yeah, where it has been.
where it has been growing and changing for years.
Yeah, perfecto. So the Avida program now resides, okay, subject, program, verb resides, right, at Michigan State University. That's the main idea. The program is at Michigan, at the university. Extra information where, right, it has been growing and changing for years, okay? But the main idea is the Avida program is at Michigan State University, okay? I know that the information is not that good, but let's jump to this one, to the next paragraph. So, Catherine, can you read, please, this part?
Yes. As a model for studying evolution, the Habitat project has been a great success.
Oh, good. Remember what we did? Prepositional phrases. What is the subject in this part? Because this is a preposition.
Model? No.
Avida project.
Habitat project.
The Avida project. Why? Because whenever you see a prepositional phrase, something started with as, in, for, before, right? So this is just a distractor. Okay, this part. It's a model for studying evolution. And I told you that after the comma, you will encounter the real subject, like the actual subject. The Avida project, okay, subject, has been, verb, a great success. So the project has been a great success. You understand? So maybe the whole paragraph is about the success. How successful was the project? Understood?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, next. Alexander, can you read this one, please?
The Avida's program's success has also raised some unique international face dilemmas.
Yeah, difficult words, right? Philosophical
Yes.
dilemmas. Okay, what's the main idea? If I say my mom's house, are we talking about my mom or the house?
The house.
The house.
The house. So in English, remember the last word is the noun, the subject. This is like an adjective, right? My mom's house. So the Avida program's success, we're not really talking about the program. We're talking about the success. Understood? The success has raised, if this is the verb, has raised some dilemmas. Okay? In the IELTS exam, if you feel that it's not enough to read the first line, keep reading so that you can understand what is going on. For example, in here I see dilemmas. Does Avida just simulate evolution, or are digital organisms a new form of life? According to the director of the Avida project, so you see a prepositional phrase. According to the director, comma, the processes undergone by the digital creatures are the same as those experienced by biological organisms. The processes of the digital creatures are the same as biological organisms. And I see the word DNA here. Oh, man. So I think this part is very important. They are comparing the processes with biological organisms processes. Interesting, right? Because at the beginning, I thought the guy was crazy because he said, can a computer program be considered alive? No, right? My answer in my head was no. But in here, the guy is comparing with biological organisms. So it may be possible, right? Let's see the last part of this part. So, Luciana?
The last part or?
No, this sentence.
Okay. Now, some biologists are maintaining that the program in the AVIDA project are alive.
And can you read also this one, please, Luciana?
Yes. Of course, not everybody agrees that the program's creations are alive.
Yeah, for example, whenever you see a connector at the beginning of a paragraph, it's connecting two paragraphs. So this one is connected with this one, okay? And there are questions in the TOEFL exams that says, why did the author use the word of course at the beginning of the paragraph, right? So not everything is about the ideas. Sometimes there are questions about function. Okay, so you have to understand that the function of course is connecting. In here it says that some biologists says that the program is alive. In other words, right? This program is alive. Here it says, of course, not everyone agrees. You see? Because it's kind of obvious. If I said, this pencil is alive, what would you say?
It's not alive.
Professor Ivan is crazy, right? This is alive. Actually, it's my friend, right? No, I cannot. It's impossible, right? But some biologists are maintaining that the programs in the AVIDA project are alive. Crazy, right? Of course, not everyone agrees. You understand?
Yes.
And let's see if this is the conclusion. Okay, so Michelle, can you read the beginning, please?
Despite these misgivings, the directors of the AVIDA program remain optimistic that their program, even if not considered alive, is leading to a greater understanding of life in all its form.
Oh, yeah, thank you. So it says despite, a pesar de, right? Despite these misgivings. This is distractor because it's a prepositional phrase. Okay? So subject is the directors. Prepositional phrase, you see, of the AVIDA program. So the verb is remain. Remain optimistic that, and it's another sentence. Their program, even if not considered alive, is leading to a greater understanding of life. Does it sound as a conclusion to you? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because remember the first question at the beginning, can a computer program be considered alive? And here it says, this one no, but it's leading to a greater understanding of life. Okay? And you have to close with the last line sometimes. The AVIDA program may provide biologists with another avenue to explore. It seems it's very similar, right? So yeah, I think it's a conclusion paragraph. Okay, guys. So my objective is, whenever you read a passage, you have to apply techniques. Okay, you have to identify the main ideas of each paragraph. All right. I'm not saying that you don't need to read everything. You can read everything, but you have to try to apply techniques of grammar to identify ideas. Okay, simple version. That's very important. Number two is you have to identify parts in the paragraph. Okay, I'm very sure that you understood what is this passage about, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And we haven't read everything. We just read some some sentences at the beginning because those are the key points usually. Okay, so that was my point today. You have to apply grammar. You have to apply reading skills to read better. So that's what we do in Educenter. Yeah, thank you for listening. And that's what we do in Educenter. If you need further information, yeah, of course, you can try to contact me by this email address or this WhatsApp number or in the website, okay? But yeah, of course, we have to try to work on reading skills. And I know that in your exams, you have to also work on the listening skills, speaking skills, grammar, yeah, everything, right? So we're here to help you. Any question, any comment?
I think it's good to have techniques when you're reading because you don't have much time. So I really like the fact that you teach us how to have the main idea of the text because we don't have many time to read every single word. Thank
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the idea. Yeah, with techniques. Okay, like a video game. Imagine you're in a video game and apply things. Yes.
Yeah.
Any other comment or question?
The teaching.
No. Okay, so I think that's all. I know time is up. Uh, so I think I hope you can, of course, have get good scores in these preparations. Of course, you have to prepare, and yeah, my advice is like you have to have or get good tutors, good coaches for these exams. It's possible to get good scores. It's possible to get excellent scores. It's just practice, but you have to apply things, techniques. Okay. All right. I think that's all for today.
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Iván.
Thank you.
I'm really appreciative.
Thank you.
I think
Thank you.
it's very important for all of you to know that any exams you may be taking, IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, it's very important to get prepared. The exam is not difficult. The exam has different stages that you need to learn to manage your time. And Iván is here to help you. And if you would like to get prepared, don't hesitate to contact us. I want to thank you, all of you, for your participation. And we're going to do a little raffle where I would like to give away this IELTS book. And thank you so much, all of you, for your attention and the participation. Let's see who takes the prize. We have a number. Well, it's Alexander Galvan. You got
Excellent. Good.
Congrats.
more of 400 pages that you need to study now. And I hope you will make use of it and you send us a picture when you get it by the post. And also I have another book. I don't know. Let's see who else. We're going to take one number. This is for the IELTS Masterclass. It's more about teacher's book, about techniques. And I hope you really use this one. Number Luciana.
Oh, good. Excellent.
So, well, this webinar is more about a workshop that we want to motivate you to study. I know that, like, for example, Luciana is applying for the BSc Civil Engineering, and Alexander Galvan is also applying for the BSc Computer Science, and Clayson is applying to study BSc in International Business, and also Michelle Shirley is applying to study Mechanical Engineering, and we have Catherine applying for a Master's in Entrepreneurship. So these are very bright students, and I hope you really do very well in the exam. And you know that we are here to support you in all the process. And if you want to study as well overseas and you need to get ready for the exam, don't hesitate to contact us. The Educenter can prepare you. It's very important to learn the tips. One example I will give you, when you go and see the exams in these big centers, in the IELTS test centers, where more than 300, 400 students are sitting the exam, you can get nervous because you have so many students and they divide you per lines. And even when you are sitting in the exam, they give you like a page with 100 questions, but you don't need to answer all of them. And then it is the reading technique. You need to read first the instruction. They may be telling you, you need to answer pairs or in pairs. But then because you are nervous, you don't realize, and you can be replying everything without making notice of what it was the order. So for that reason, it's so important to have these techniques, and I think Iván can help you with all of that. So I want to thank you, all of you, and don't hesitate to contact us. We are here to help you. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
so
Thank you,
much.
you
Thank
too.
you. You too.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.